Welcome back everyone. Now let's talk about sources. We have our scenes. Now we want to add some sources. We talked about display capture and how to add it. You add a display, select your monitor from here and okay. And now it records everything on the screen. There are other types of display capture, or you can call it window capture. Okay. Window capture is different from display capture, that it only records different window. So let's say for example a window like OBS Studio, like a browser, like Explorer or something like that. So if I select from here, let's say display capture, you can select Explorer. This is the window that I have here, Explorer, OBS, select it. Any windows that you have opened, you can select it from here and it will be added to OBS Studio as a different source and you can control it. So this is the one, look here at OBS. This is the one recorded by display capture and this is the window capture. Anything that I do here will be updated. So I can just take this below here or I can take it to other monitor and I can still view it on this preview. So this is the use of window capture. If you minimize it, it will disappear. So just leave it here or take it to other window or something like this. So this is display capture. So this is window capture. You can add a game, you can add a video or anything. So this is it. Now we have another type of recording. It's just the same as window capture, but it's more specific for games. It's called game capture. Game capture, it shows you mode capture any full screen application, or you can select a specific window, or you can select with hotkey, leave it on capture any full screen application. Okay, now let's say for example I open this game like this and I go back to OBS. You see game capture, it doesn't show the game right now. Let's select specific window, for example window, let's say Grime. Okay, let's open the game. Now when I go back to OBS Studio, you see the game is now being recorded on the preview. So this is more specific than display capture. You can still use display capture for recording games, but it will be laggy if you don't have a strong PC. It needs a really strong PC. So just use game capture for games and you will be fine. If you don't want to have any lags or anything, you might have a black screen problem with OBS Studio. So let's say for example add a game capture and it's full screen like this and it just shows you a black screen. So the first thing you want to do is right click, transform and select fit to screen. This will make it stretch to the whole screen instead of just being one pixel if it's like this. Also the order of opening the apps, you want to open OBS first. So open OBS first and then open your game or Discord or anything you want. Also you can go to settings, search for graphics settings on Windows. Graphics settings, let's search for OBS Studio options. You have multiple options, let Windows decide, bar saving, high performance, but mostly it will be on let Windows decide, and you change it to high performance. It's going to be using the external GPU that you have instead of the internal one. So just select high performance and save, and this should fix the black screen if you have one. So if I open the game now, let's say for now I have two monitors. You can take this OBS Studio to another monitor and open the game here, and now I start gaming. So and I go back to OBS, you see it changes where I was. So this is how to use it. I can also make this smaller a little bit. So I can add, for example, take this here and I add my face cam here, for example, on this part of the screen and the gameplay here, and add a picture as a background. So let's add a picture. You can add a picture just by dragging it from here like this. If I open this, if I double click on it, you can select the image from here. If you can just drag it as you want, or you can add a source image, okay, and click on browse and go to where you have your picture, and just like this. And once you add your image, Control F to fit it to screen. And now let's talk about layers. You see for now I have the picture being put here and the game capture has disappeared. Right now the picture is larger than the game capture, so I want the game capture to be above the game. The thing that you have above will be shown above. If it's larger, it's going to cover everything below it. If it's smaller, it's just going to appear as one thing and just covering its only part of the screen. Let's say we want to add this background here. Right click, transform, fit to screen. Okay, right now I want to stretch it a little bit like this. Now it's hiding my game capture, so I'll just take the game capture from here and put it above the picture like this, or you can take the picture and put it below. Right now the display capture will hide it, so this is how it works. Put the layers that you want to be shown on top, like face cam, covers, all this stuff. Like if I have a face cam and I want to add a border, I want to add the face cam and the border above it, not below it. This is how layers work. You can also add video. If I go for example here, add video, you can drag video too, like for example this. You can make it smaller, put it here. A video here, you can just add it by dragging. It will add this source, or you can add, for example, this is called a media source. If I add a media source, it will be just the same as this one. So this is the same, you can see it's the same file. And controls show from here. So if I select this, let's say in a video. Now we have selected our video as a video source. Now we have our two videos here. Pause it like this, pause, or you can just stop it or restart it as you want. And in the settings, double click, you can select loop, so it just goes over and over again, and enable this option, close file while inactive. So if I hide this, it can be working in the background, the video is still playing, but if I hide it, it won't be playing. So this is how it works. This way it doesn't take any resources while it's not working. The same for this one, play, enable loop, close while inactive. Okay, so if I take it to the end here, it's going to restart again automatically. What we have left here, you can add a whole scene as a source. So let's say I want to add this scene. Okay, now I want to add this, the whole scene of game capture. I want to add it to this one. So add source scene, select the scene desktop record. Okay. Now we have it. You see, this is a whole scene that can be added as a source on other scene. So audio input capture, it will be just like adding a mic, for example, adding a mic, let's say a headset mic. Let's say this headset, I want to use its mic. So let's say audio capture. Okay, select the device, microphone, USB. Okay, right now you will see it here, audio input capture. It's being put here. You can also add it from settings, like for example if I go to settings, audio, I can add mic 2, mic 3, mic 4. You can add 4 mics, so it's just the same. And if I tap it like this, you see it starts moving. So this is it, because it's a different mic. Color source, this just adds a blank color. So let's say this. Okay, and then you can move it as you want, minimize it, make it smaller or larger. This is how it works. You can also crop. So let's say for example, let's get back to the game, open, get back to OBS. Okay, now let's say for this game capture, select it from here. You can crop it by adding a filter called crop from filters here, filters. You can add a filter crop, or you can just crop it on the preview. Hold Alt on your keyboard, and drag from the side like this, and it will start cropping. You can crop from any side you want. So let's say we want to crop the black part. Okay, now we have cropped it, but if I go back to it on the filters, you see the black part is still here. So you can apply filters to the black part, but you can remove it from the preview and it won't be going in the output, but it's going to affect filters. So this is the difference. What we have left is text. Add text. You can add anything you want. OBS Studio, for example. You can select font. Let's add, for example, this font. Okay. You select your font from here. Also select the size. So let's say, for example, you can select the size. Let's get back here. You see it's being put here. You can select the size. You can make it bigger like this by stretching, or you can add the size from here. Type anything you want. Let's say 500. Okay, you see it becomes bigger. If you stretch it, it's going to lose some quality. If you add the number from here, it won't lose any quality while making it bigger. And also you can add some effects. Let's say, for example, a stroke, underline. Okay, as you can see right now, select font. Let's remove this. Now you can change the opacity. As you can see, you can change the opacity. You can make it vertical like this. You can select the color. Background opacity, you can add a background. Let's say right now it's black, so let's increase this. As you can see, it adds a background. And you can make it also a gradient instead of color. So let's say this is the color that we chose first, the green one. Right now it's only green. If I click on gradient, select color red, you see it has a gradient, and you can change its direction like this. This is just a customization. You need to work it with yourself until you find what's good for you. Let's say this is okay for us. Okay, now we have our text. You can add it on the screen. You can type anything, make it smaller, make it larger, hide it by clicking on the eye. So this is the last source we are going to talk about. And you can also group sources. So let's say for example I want to add this and this one. Right now I can select this one and move it alone like this. If I want it to be binded to this one, I'll just select both, right click, group selected items. Right now they are on one group. Let's say call it anything. If I select the group, I'm going to be able to move them as a one unit. You see, I can select them as a one unit in the group. If I maximize this and select the game capture, I can move the game capture alone. I can move the display capture alone. So this is how it works. Game capture, you can add any sources. Like for example, I want to add a face cam with a text, with a banner, with a border. You can add them to one group and control them as one unit instead of missing a lot of things. Let's say for example, I don't want this to be moving around, so you can just enable this, the lock. So right now I can't move it at all. If whatever I do, it doesn't work. I need to disable it so it starts working again. So guys, this was everything you need to know about sources as a starter. So we'll continue in the next video.